Hoosier Nation, what's up? Winning edition of Hoosier Court, an Indiana basketball podcast. Indiana beats USC at Assembly Hall 82-69 to move to 13-3 on the year and 4-1 in the conference. We're at the quarter pole of the Big Ten season. Ben, what were your initial takeaways of Indiana tonight?
Well, ever since Renew hasn't been playing, Balo's turned into a different guy. He's the focal point of the offense. There's tons of space for him to operate down there. I think it makes all the difference in the world. And Goody's been on fire from 3-point range. I think Robbie Hummel said that he's 10 of his last 14 threes have gone in, something like that.
Yeah.
So spacing the floor has just been so much better for the team. And last initial reaction is Trey Galloway and Miles Rice played really good in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. I think, to start the game, I tweeted this out. I said, this is probably one of the worst 10 minutes that Indiana's played this year. They turned it around. Like the last, the second part of the first half was good enough, right, to get it to a tie score at halftime, and then Indiana imposed their will in the second half. And I think, just specifically on a night where I'm wondering. I mean, we're obviously live here, and this will be in podcast form for you if you're listening to this. And maybe we learned that Ibaka was sick. Um, Only 15 minutes, 0 for 8, his worst game in an Indiana uniform, I think. Just didn't have it. And to be able to win, convincingly, saying Indiana was a 7-8 point favorite going in, win by 13, with arguably your best player not playing well at all, and Mbako coming off a great game against Penn State. I'm hoping maybe he's just under the weather and that was what it was, or maybe he's not even sick. It's just a bad night. But I kind of noted that you mentioned Goody, Ballo, Rice, and Galloway were excellent tonight. I thought all four of them were excellent tonight, and Bryson Tucker. He's a freshman, and we've talked about games where he's kind of up and down. He really came in and stabilized those 25 minutes that, Ibaka wasn't on the floor. 9 points, 4 rebounds. I mean, he's not a 3-point shooter. That's pretty clear. But that little, he has a pro move. He has a pro move. I mean, obviously he's not anywhere near an NBA player at this point, but he has a pro move that he can get to from that 12 to 15. And every time I think it's not going in, it is. I guess I need to start thinking it's going in. But he came in. He took 9 shots. I mean, he saw his moment. He had 1 turnover. I thought that he was like, we needed that when Mbako was a no-show tonight.
Yeah, that was one of his best games of the year. I really like that. He had a steal too. Then he had an assist on that same play. His turnaround jumper, I think that's what you're talking about, is his turnaround jumper. Yeah, it's legit. And what's weird is Mbako almost does the same jumper, or the same turnaround jumper. It's just
further out. He likes it further out.
Yeah,
and I mean, that's
he likes the degree. I think he likes the degree of difficulty a little too high.
Yeah. Well, his degree of difficulty tonight was high because I don't know what maybe I don't know what was going on there. But
if I would have told you before the game Renew's not going to play and Mbako's got 0 points, what would you think the score would be?
I mean, I would have thought we'd lost for sure. And that's it. I mean, I think that's a testament to what you got from Goody, Ballo, Rice, and Galloway. 12 assists in the backcourt, 6 for each of Galloway and Rice. Galloway was being aggressive. I mean, one of the better games he's played this year, if not the best. I thought Rice was really, really good. He made in the last. I mean, he made a couple turnovers early. I was like, oh, here we go. Here's one of those games for Miles. But 9 of 11 from the free throw line. It's like even he didn't have it going offensively, he was able to find it there and ends up with 19 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, you take that every night from him. And then you mentioned Goody, his uncle. I didn't realize that Trent Green was his uncle.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah.
And Trent Green was in the stands, not calling NFL games anymore. So yeah, I mean, I did not realize that, but I think just a much needed win. Like we talked about this the other day. Um, Indiana gets some momentum. I mean, sitting there watching, and we're down 10, playing horribly in the first half. I'm like, God, all the equity you got from that win against Penn State, you could give it right back here to USC. And I think, end of the day, Indiana gets a win by 13 and, moves, like we said, half or quarter pole in the Big Ten Conference. In Indiana, if the Big Ten tournament started today, would have a bye in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. But let's flip to the other side of the coin for a second, because we have to keep people grounded. What in the hell was Kanan Carlisle doing in the game late? I don't know. Like Hummel goes, that shot better go. Like he shot one, he goes, that shot better go in. And I'm like, well, it's not. I just that guy's in a funk and he's making poor decisions. I just I don't know. Like 16 minutes from him tonight. I don't get that. What do you see there?
Not much, but I thought what was really weird is I actually watched Mike Woodson's. They interviewed him after, and he said, "Yeah, we got a great game out of Tucker and Carlisle." I was like, "What? What does he mean we got a great game out of Carlisle?"
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's. I mean,
Did he
maybe
mean to say
we're.
someone else? Was he sleeping? Like, what happened?
Maybe he's. I mean, coaches look at things differently, I guess, and maybe we're like looking at him through a different type of microscope. But I don't. I didn't see that from Carlisle. Maybe he meant defensively, but I felt like he had a lapse there defensively late. They got a backdoor cut layup, and I've been pretty hard on him, but I mean, he's not making it easy on himself. I
I
mean,
mean, frankly, he sucked. I mean, I don't know how else
yeah,
to sugarcoat. I mean, I'm not much of a sugarcoater, as everyone knows, but
yeah.
um,
Leo gets 5 minutes tonight. I mean, he's
but
been playing 20.
my throw your chair moment was the very first play of the second half when
Yeah.
Trey Galloway missed the goal by about 4 feet. And then they passed it out to Miles Rice in the corner. And then he airballs it. I was like, oh my God. But that was my throw your
Yeah.
chair moment.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was just the first 10 minutes of the game. Like it was just a no-show. I mean, we need the students back there. It's not a real energetic place right now. And I get it. I kind of want to talk about this once we get done with the game a little bit. I have a couple questions for you, but about just some things I'm seeing on social media in general. Langdon Hatton, I don't think we're going to be able to count on him for much in the Big Ten. I know. We keep this kind. I just had to go to where we're ground a little bit of a Hatton Carlisle. Shout out to Ballo going 33 minutes. He's got to with Renew out, but I don't think he can play Hatton. I really
Well,
don't.
sure, there's somebody on the bench I just have to see play. He could be the world's worst player, but Dallas James is an absolute tree. And I just need to see him play. I just got to see it. Dude, he's
No,
got the world's longest arms. He's huge.
just
And
play
there's
Mbako at the 5 if
there's
they're going to go small.
there,
Don't do that.
there is no way he could be any worse than Hatton. I just don't buy it.
I mean, maybe not. I mean, again, don't want to be negative. Just want to call out a couple things that were head scratchers for me tonight. I will continue to go down with the ship on this, and I know the roster's thin, but I don't know. I mean, I would have, maybe Mbako's sick. Let's say Mbako's sick or something's going on there, right? Uh, when they went small, I was just saying, just put Mbako at the 5. Just put Mbako at the 5, like the Pacers do with Siakam. Same size, right? He's a finesse player. I get that, but just put him at the 5. They didn't have any bigs on the floor. You could go Mbako, Goody, Tucker, Galloway, and Rice. You could have gone that for that stretch because they got it back to 6. Like, just do it. Well, I mean, I know Mbako was bad tonight, but he still got a better chance of making a free throw or making a layup or
I'm
whatever.
just
So
saying,
I mean, I'm
I
going to.
gotta see Dallas James play. The
Is that
guy.
even his right name? Are you getting the name correct?
Yes, he's number 42, Dallas James.
He hasn't
He
even
is
gotten into a game.
he is a tree. I saw him on the bench tonight. He was a literal tree. I'm like, there's no way he can't get 5 minutes and just run up and down the court.
I mean,
I'm not buying it.
I mean,
I'm
hey,
putting in a petition for Dallas James just to get 3 minutes. I just need to see what he can do, Sherb. He's too
dude, he
tall.
averaged he averaged point 0.8 and 1.3 at South Carolina State. Okay, I don't even know what is going on. Like, I mean, I'm sure he's a nice kid and like whatever. This is the most folks that you'll ever hear of Dallas James on this podcast ever. At least
I
I hope
gotta see
so.
it.
But his dad is somebody, Jerome James, that played 11 years with the Sacramento Kings. So Woodson's doing him a solid. Like, I mean, he played for the Kings, the
Okay, so
Sonics, and the Knicks. Okay,
he's got some
yeah.
NBA blood. Just put the guy out there. Let's see what he's got.
I mean, maybe. I think he's on scholarship too.
Hey, when we played 10 teams that could barely run up and down the court to start the season, that might have been a good chance to see if he could do something.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a medical research type of situation. They don't want to show their cards. Okay, we've spent enough time on Dallas James, I think, for the night. No offense to him personally. Sure, he's a nice kid. Um, so Indiana goes, like we said, 4-1. I was coaching my son's basketball league earlier. I'm having a little problem with the voice. Talk too much in general, but had a little problem with the voice tonight. But Indiana's going to. I was looking at this. I think it was Mike Schumann of the Daily Hoosier put this out there yesterday. Indiana's next 11 games are all of the quad one variety. And Indiana at this point has one quad one win on the season. Now, we know the metrics can go up and down and change throughout the season, but you talk about opportunity in front of you, right? And let's not get it twisted here that Indiana's
Wait.
playing
Who was the quad win versus? Was it versus Penn
Penn
State?
State. Penn
Yeah.
State, yeah. On a road win against a top 75 team. We'll get you that. So you got 11 games, and let's not get it twisted. It's not as if we're playing all ranked opponents, but remember these road games at like a Northwestern or a road game at what else? Uh, Ohio State wouldn't be a quad at Washington, like those types of things. That, there's opportunities. I think Washington is when it gets back on track when it's not a quad one. 11 opportunities to get quad one wins. So Indiana's 4-1 in the conference, 11 games, right? And I looked at this. So you got at Iowa, so road, home, road, road, home, road. So 2 at home, 4 on the road, 5 on the road, 3 at home, 6 on the road. So about even. So 5 home games and 6 road games. So if you can just win your home games, right? If you can protect home court, Indiana goes to 13 in a row at Assembly Hall. If they can make that 18 home win or 18 straight home wins, that gives you 6 quad one wins on the year. Now, again, easier said than done when you look at what those home games are of a Michigan against a Purdue, a UCLA, right? To name a few, Illinois, and Maryland. But what an opportunity Indiana's got in front of them, and it starts Saturday. Where I'm going with this starts Saturday at Iowa. Iowa just had a big win last night in overtime against Nebraska. So they're coming off a high. They played overtime last night, got the win. They're 2-2. And Indiana's 4-1 in the conference. You got an opportunity. If you could go into Iowa City and win to go to 5-1, that's the type of win you need. Can Indiana get that win? Let's say Renew's not playing. With the current roster, can Indiana get that win?
I don't think I was that good. I think we can get that win. I think I don't. I mean, Illinois at home, that's going to be tough, even though we're at home. And at Ohio State, those are the 2 tough ones to me because
Well, let's talk about Iowa though for a second. Stay on Iowa. They
Uh,
score in the 80s, 80s, 90. Now, again, they got 30 piece by Wisconsin, but if you look at their games, 80, 85, 83, 80, 104,
90.
95, 112, uh, 85, 97. So you're going to need the performance you got from those 4 or 5 guys. And then Baco cannot show up with a goose egg. Because we're going to have to score. Now, I'm not saying like our defense can't keep them down, but can Indiana get to 80?
You're right. It's nuts. Their last and they give
It's,
up, and they give up
yeah,
a crap ton of points.
yeah. So can, you know, I mean, like you look at like tonight, 82, Indiana gets to 82. I asked if they can get to 80, and hell, they scored 82 tonight. So Indiana gets to 80 Saturday night, prime time, not on Peacock, it's on Fox.
Mm.
Going toe to look at the league going toe to toe with the NFL playoffs. They said to hell with the Steelers and the Ravens, the
Yeah, we've
Ratbirds,
already
and
seen that twice this year.
yeah, the Big Ten's not afraid to go right up against college football playoff and NFL. But yeah, I think if Indiana can score 82 in Iowa City, I think they can win that. It might take 90. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Now,
Bala will have to have about 40.
I mean, Iowa doesn't guard though. Like, I mean, it's kind of blows my mind a little bit. Like when you look at Iowa, they've got a bunch of dudes that kind of get up and down the floor. I mean, Sanford and Dix had 31, 30 and 31. Better be guarding.
Dang, they got all 5 of their starters basically average 10 points and plus a game.
Yeah. I mean, that reminds me of my like old men's league team. We're just a bunch of white boys just shooting threes all the time. That's about it.
And
Yeah,
their best
Sanford
player.
and Dick shot 23s last night.
Who?
Peyton Sanford and this what's his name? Dix. Josh Dix. I mean they've just got these dudes that are from like Iowa, South Dakota that just get made in like a 6'6", 200-pound shooter but factory that just come out and shoot 10 threes a game. I mean, Fran McCaffrey just has it. So I mean, that's the key Saturday night. If you can keep them out of the 80s, you're gonna win. That's pretty clear to me.
Wow, that's crazy. So their 3-point shooter, some guy named Josh Dix, his 3-point percentage is 45.5. Drew Thiel is 41, and then Brock Harding is 39, and then they got another guy. Bro, their whole team. I mean,
Yeah, that's not a good recipe for Indiana. We don't guard the 3-point line very well.
yeah. I hope this isn't a Louisville situation.
I think I just talked myself into being a little bit more concerned than I was.
Yeah. Hey, after looking at the stats, I'm a little more
It's.
concerned.
I mean, Iowa's lost 4 games, right? Folks, this is the deepest dive you'll ever see anybody go on Iowa. But like, Utah State beat them, and they scored 69 points. Michigan beat them 85-83. Dusty May, by the way, is looking damn good. By the way, gotta be honest, he's looking pretty good. So just in case Dusty things go south in these next 11, keep your cell on, as they say. So, all right. Well, I mean, hey, Indiana's got to go do it. I mean, I'm not scared of them, but I just think that.
Actually, I'm a little scared of them now that I checked out these stats. And their best players, Owen Freeman, are one of their best players, and he's 6'10", 245.
Good, bring it.
He ain't small.
Hey, 8 o'clock prime time, the league. We would, who's got it better than us? Got the Steelers and Ravens on one TV. You got Indiana, Iowa on one TV. God knows what else on the other. I mean, hey, I like it. Let's go. But If Mbako's gonna, I mean, we're gonna need about 5, 6 threes from him, 3 or 4 from Goody. Your boy Galloway tonight doing a couple. I think as soon as you text me that it never looks like it's going in, he swished one, so that was kind of funny. I thought
I
that
just
was,
it's just when he misses, it's
yeah, I
like
know.
bad.
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't ever really look like it's going in. I mean, I want him to drive the ball. When he drives the ball and throws it up, or he gets his little runner, that's what I'd rather see.
Yeah. Hey, he's great at lobbing the ball to Ballo. It looks like Trey Young to Capella. A little different, but similar.
So we got a little breaking news.
Oh God.
So Eric Musselman did a blow by, not breaking news. Did a blow by Mike Woodson in the handshake line. Woodson turned around for a moment and looked at Musselman, and Musselman said, "I got no comment on that guy." So they got some bad blood from the NBA, right? Because Musselman, he coached the Kings. I mean, we got crack research of how many times they've got uh they got bad blood from the NBA.
I guess. Hey, you know what though?
You know what, Musselman? Take your ass on down to Champaign, on down to I-74. Get to stepping. All right.
Hey,
I don't have any
I've
time.
always
I don't have any time. You pipsqueak. You pipsqueak. Get your
always
Mike
like no,
Woodson.
I've always liked
No.
Musselman. I think
Send
he's a
his
good
ass.
coach. But this team he got here is not like the teams he was coaching in Arkansas. They didn't get in your face. They weren't fast. They weren't athletic. He had that one guard that was
Yeah. I don't have any time for Musselman. Some little 5'7", 160-pound little pipsqueak. Get your ass back in the bus and get on down the road. What are you gonna do? Fight Mike Woodson? Like, oh, come on.
it.
You know? I mean, I'm sorry. I know I'm a Mike Woodson hater, but you know what? You lost by 13, you were up by 10, and you shit down your leg. So get on the bus or go stay at the Graduate and get on the bus in the morning and go down to Illinois and get your ass kicked this weekend too. That's all I got to say about Musselman. So, Mike Woodson, don't say I never had your back when it came down to brass tacks, because that just got me a little
Damn.
fun. Now I got to check
I've never seen you have Mike Woodson's back.
I just got to check the old x.com and see what's brewing here. Uh,
What's Darren Breeze talking about?
So now Zach Osterman from Indy Star is saying, for clarity's sake, I believe this was directed at an official, not Woodson. But they said there was a blow by in the post game. So so now that I just defended Mike Woodson, I'm reading another quote from Mike.
Hmm.
We have 7 new players on our ball club. We're still trying to figure it out, like every Big Ten team, every college basketball. Mike, after I just defended you when whatever was going on with Eric Musselman, dude.
Mike, half the season's over, bud.
Yeah, I mean, we're 16 games in, man. You can't use that. And hell,
Hey, you're 16 games in, and the average age on our team's like, what, 21, 22?
well, of the guys that played tonight, half of them were here last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, Bryson Tucker's a freshman. Like you've got who are the new guys? Ballo
Rice.
and Rice
And your
and
boy
Goody
Carlisle.
and Goody. I mean, Goody. I mean, like it's not that big a deal. Like it's not like you cannot use that excuse. And why are we even using that excuse? We won by 13 damn points at home.
But when's he going to figure it out? We played 16 games.
Well, he's got to get over that hump, man. Got to get over that hump. I don't know, but I want to know what's going on now. See, this is what happens when we go live. We miss drama. I try to stay off the old x.com, and Mike Woodson and Eric Musselman potentially have a dust up. Mike's saying, "Hey, we got a new team. We got to figure it out." Hey, if we're going to figure it out, man, we're going to be one hell of a team to contend with by the time the Big Ten tournament arrives, because we sure hopefully will figure it out by then.
If not, we just
Somehow,
give up.
I was sitting there watching the game with my son. He's like, "We're 13-3, man. We're good." I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. He's like, we'll see. talk to me on Valentine's Day on where this team sits, and we'll see. But be that as it may, 4-1 in the Big Ten, 4-1 in the Big Ten, with a road win in there, right? But you've got some tests we just talked about coming up, and we'll see. But they did, before we get out of here, they did say, an update on Malik Renew said it'd be a while. What does that mean?
He seems to be moving pretty well on the bench for being injured. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, if you had to guess, we just went through that schedule. I mean, can you get him back? I mean, well, I don't even know what the injury is, but when do you have your kind of week off? You usually get a week off in the Big Ten where you got a week between games, and that is Valentine's Day. After Valentine's Day, when you play UCLA, you have 9 days off before you play Purdue. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well,
That's
I mean, I
10
think I
games
think the game that
before
we
they
need him.
get that. Yeah, we're going to need them before that.
I mean, the game we need him the most is versus Michigan. They got trees.
Yeah, I mean,
We don't want Leighton Hatton guarding Wolf or.
I can't. No, no, no. I'm on this to saying, look, these are the games. No offense to Langdon Hatton personally.
Yeah,
He's allowed to play.
Seems like a good kid. He's just not a D1 player. But yeah,
He's allowed to play against Northwestern, maybe Maryland at home, just to come in and foul Derek Queen a couple times. And that's about it, man. Like Washington, he can go when we go to Washington, maybe he can get it. Like, I'd rather just go small than play somebody that I don't think is capable of playing at that level.
I want to see Dallas James.
Jeez. I mean, hey, this guy, I mean, he must be getting royalty checks from the Hoosier Court Pod. How many times his name's been mentioned. So, but
Hey, I'll
I
have to
mean,
see if he can get on the pod. It's not like he's playing. He's probably got time.
yeah. I did say before we get out of here, I did say we'd be all the way back if we beat USC, but I didn't look at the schedule all the way. We beat Iowa. At Iowa, we're all the way. You go get that win. This is a win. I mean, teams of the past, rewind the tape, they, typically they've won 5 in a row. You might just say, hey, we'll just watch the Steelers. Right? It's like we kind of know what's probably going to happen. But if this Indiana team wants to, one, make the NCAA tournament, finish in the top quarter of the league, have a better seed, they have to win this game. If you don't win this game, it's not going to kill you by any stretch of the imagination, but it would go a hell of a long way to get the win. I mean, that'd be another road win. Like, at some point, you have to start backing up some of this, right? You got all this talent. People say, oh, you got this multi-million-dollar roster. Everybody does. That's worth a damn. Even if you're not worth a damn, they do. I mean, look at Rutgers. I mean, they're not even going to make the Big Ten tournament, and they got 2 lottery picks. Wow.
No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. They got guys that are supposedly sick that are sitting on the bench, but yeah,
I don't know. So it's a big one Saturday night. I think we can all say that. And I will ask this of Indiana. Please, for the love of God, if you don't win, compete. Don't lay down.
Don't get beat by 30.
Don't go from your net being 52 to being 62 because you got beat by 30. Please. Like, can you, if you're going to lose by like 7. Like, we can, nobody's going to be upset. They'll be like, all right, tough road loss at Iowa. Let's get Illinois at home Tuesday.
Hey, it is fairly obvious versus Iowa. We got to cover the 3-point line. So if you could just, try to cover the 3-point line, that'd be great. But I will say, Goody playing the 4, our 3-point defense has gotten a lot better.
It's almost as if we should only be playing one big.
I mean,
Could you imagine this roster with Trace Jackson? No offense to Umar Bala, but with Trace Jackson Davis playing the 5 instead of, I won't even get into the roster before, but just imagine if we just had it's taken him this long, 3.5 years and an injury to be like, hey, even Brian Walsh said on the coaches show, they sent him the coaches show or whatever. He's like, well, it's pretty clear to see we're playing better with one big. Well, no shit. I'm sure you've been trying to tell Woodson, and it's like talking to a brick wall. Like Eric Musselman breezing by him. Maybe there's beef there. I don't know. But be that as it may, Indiana's going to be playing one big on Saturday night. We'll see what happens. Any final thoughts?
Hey, I like that we were down 10. We came back 1 by 13.
Yeah, that is
the team the last couple of years would have lost that game by 30. So,
yeah, maybe not good. 30, but 13, 15.
Not at home, but you know what I'm saying. We would have lost.
Yeah. It's hey, it's cold, middle of the week. School's still not back in session apparently. I don't know when they start back. Hopefully, when does Indiana start back? Hopefully.
Hey, are we going to talk about the kids skiing on campus?
I mean, hey, you got to get to where you need to go.
Why didn't we do that?
I mean, probably because we didn't go to class. I don't know. No, we did go to class. I mean, we did both graduate from Indiana, so we can't. I don't know. I mean, didn't we have what was it, a jet ski in your basement? We had that. Could have taken that to class.
We did have the most random jet ski in the basement.
We did have a random jet ski in the basement. So shout out to Corey for that one. So, all right, everybody, we spent enough time on this. In case you didn't know, Iowa scores a lot. So look out, get your favorite beverage and have it ready and just stay calm on Saturday night. That's what I'm going to try to do.
And last thing, I want a Dallas James sighting.
That's another 25 cents in the jar for the Dallas. All right, we're going to start finding you on any future episodes for any Dallas James comments.
I haven't brought him.
If he's in the game, then we did get beat by 30 in Iowa, I think. So there you go. All right, shout out to Dallas James.
He still wouldn't get in the game. But all right.
All right, take care, everybody. We'll talk to you Saturday.